Mike again from Keep It Simple Stupid Dog Training. We are on video blog, I believe number 6. Like I said, I've kind of lost track of numbers. We're simply going to say that it is March 6th, 2014. This is going to be part 2 of last week's presentation on rules and routines. I told you last time that we would get together again and I would go over what I call my non-negotiable rules. Now, before I get into them, understand and let me kind of re-emphasize, I don't believe in alpha and dominance in training a dog. I believe in resource control. If all the good stuff comes through me that a dog needs and wants, well, the dog's naturally going to look at me as a leader, and I don't have to necessarily be a butthead to get what I want. Same reason your boss gives you a paycheck, because if you don't do your job, your boss can turn around and take your paycheck away from you. Why do we choose to pay for our kids' cell phones? Because if they break the rules and they don't follow the things that they need to, they can lose their cell phone. Same thing with either paying for a car or car insurance or both. It gives us some modicum of control. Okay? So I would much rather be known for providing all the good things in life than providing all the negative punishments. That being said, when you're using non-negotiable rules, the goal here is to simply put structure into the world for the dog. It's not to be a micromanager, a yeller, a screamer, anything like that. Mine are really simple. You have to sit or do a down, whichever you choose, at every single door. Okay, it's a pause, it's impulse control, no big deal. They're going to have to sit or do a down before every meal. In fact, one of the other topics that we'll discuss at some point is the idea of hand feeding a dog for 30 days when you first get the dog or you're starting your training, so the dog realizes it needs you to be fed. Number 3, you got to sit before the leash is put on. I see it all the time. Dogs go absolutely bonkers, bat crack crazy every single time they see a leash. The dog should be calm. Sit, wait for the leash to be put on. There we go. Number 4, you need to ask permission before you get on furniture, couch, bed. Once again, I'm not the dog trainer who's going to say dogs in beds or on couches or on furniture is a bad thing, as long as you understand those are resources that the human owns. And as long as the dog has to ask permission before they just hop up, I think that you've got a leadership basis with the dog. If you were to come to my house and sit down, my black lab would look at you and just stare at you until you either told her to lay down or come on up. She knows that when there's a human on the couch, she's not allowed to be on it without permission. Once again, anything a dog enjoys is a resource. So if they enjoy being on the couch, it's a resource. Control it. It gives you some form of leadership with the dog. Number 5, the walk only continues if there's no pulling. This is kind of one of the great truths in dog training. The fact is your dog only pulls on a walk because you have allowed the dog to pull. If the dog knew that the walk ended every single time the leash tightened up, do you think the dog would do it? The reward of a walk is the walk. So unless you're appropriate, the walk doesn't continue. Number 6, go to the crate or go to your spot on command. You can call it park it, go to bed, blanket, kennel up. It doesn't matter to me. One of the things I will tell you is that when I first get a dog, the dog will be crate trained for approximately the first 2 years of its life with me. And then I start testing it to see if you are trustworthy. And will you destroy my house? Will you have accidents? Will, so on and so forth. Remember, a really important thing about dog training is freedom is something that is earned. It is not something that's just given. I think a lot of problem behaviors come simply from people giving too much freedom too fast. All right. Number 7, crazy behavior equals no attention. If your dog understood that the only way that you, the human, gave attention to the dog was through calm behavior, that's what the dog would give you. Because I hate to break it to you, dogs only do what's rewarding. If they're giving you a behavior, the only reason they're doing it is they're getting something out of it. It's your job to be doggy detective, step out, and look inside and say, what am I doing to reinforce the behavior? Number 8, dogs need to have a reliable leave-it command, okay? That one we can't really discuss via, one of these little video blogs, but I promise one of these times I'll sit down and actually show you how to teach leave-it. But basically it means that when I say leave-it, you move away from the object and you wait for the next command. It's a lifesaver. If you don't have a good leave-it, call up a local trainer and have them teach it for you. Okay. Number 9, the dog must have a reliable recall or consistently come when you call. This is another one that's just pure safety. This is another one that you're going to learn in a basic obedience class, but it needs to be in your toolkit, your arsenal for dogs. And then finally, number 10. Sorry, I'm not ready. My paper is not here. The dog must stay behind you on stairs, okay? One of my big dogs, Leo, is 70% blind, and she weighs about 125 pounds. This is one I just threw in. I taught her she has to stay behind me on stairs because if she tries to blow by me on the stairs, I'm going to end up falling down the stairs. Those are mine. And the last thing I want you to think here is that my 10 non-negotiable rules are the perfect rules. They fit with my life. You might very well decide 5 of Mike's rules are really stupid and I don't like them. Fantastic. You pick 5 of your own. The real goal here is for you to put rules and routines in your house that you can live with the dog and do it consistently every day. Dogs love to know what's expected of them, just like we do at work. We don't want a boss who just flies off the handle, never tells us what they expect, but always yells and screams about what they didn't get. We've had the bosses which are really clear. This is what I want. This is how I want it done. This is what's going to happen when it doesn't. That's what every person, every animal, every being wants, is just the expectation. Okay? This one's gone almost 6 minutes. It was really long. I apologize. Hopefully you got something out of it. Once again, this is Mike with Kiss Dog Training. A little bit about non-negotiable rules. Come back next week and actually leave me some comments. I'm kind of running out of topics that people want to talk about. Let me know what you want me to cover, and that will be our next topic next week. Have a great day, and remember to keep it simple, stupid.